Hey everybody, welcome to Restless Barbarian Gaming. This is our new game, the Red Scare. It's a Atomic Age Cthulhu, so still Call of Cthulhu, but a slightly different setting. It's good to be back. We've been gone for about a month. I had a little vacation in the meantime, and I know my players are chomping at the bit to get ready to jump back in and play some Call of Cthulhu. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and meet our players and let them tell us who they're going to be playing. Let's start with Vala.
Hi, I'm Vala. I am going to be playing Delilah Crane.
Delilah Crane. And any relation to Lilith?
Definitely.
Awesome. And let's talk to Maura.
Hi, I'm Maura, and I'm playing Clara Goodman.
Alrighty. Well, tonight's game is going to be set in a small town in the 1950s. The name of the town is Catsbridge, Illinois. Any fans of some of the other games might recognize Catsbridge, but we'll just leave that out there for now. It's basically your average small town. It's about 2 hours west of Chicago. It's a lot of its citizens live kind of more on the outskirts. A lot of farming. There is a large employer in the town, though, is a sheet metal company that supplies the military. All in all, it's just really kind of your average town, and we hate to say there's nothing particularly interesting about it, and the people who live there probably would say there's not much interesting to it as well. But for our purposes, it's going to be a great place to start off. As we start our story, we're going to be coming down Main Street. It is about 8 o'clock at night. Streets are a little damp from an early evening shower, and we kind of glide in to a movie theater that sits kind of at the middle of Main Street. It's called the Lincoln Theater. And as we descend past the marquee that shows the latest film is The Six-Legged Menace, we drift down to the doors, and they burst open, and it seems like an army of teenagers emerge. All different ages, sizes. Everybody just kind of comes flying out. It's Friday night. Kids have, perhaps a curfew. There's probably not a lot to do in town, but as we know, teenagers will find something to get up to. And the crowd drifts out, and we settle in on a pair of 3 teenagers coming out. One of them is a young man, about aged 15. He has short black hair, kind of a bigger build, but he does wear some heavy glasses. Might even have the tape on it. Who knows? Maybe they got broken in a fight with a bully. Who knows? His name is Andrew Morris, and on either side of him are 2 young ladies who were also viewing this cinematic masterpiece, The Six-Legged Menace. And we're going to say on his left is Clara. And let's go ahead and describe Clara to us.
Clara's a typical girl. She's wearing a polka dot dress, and then she always carries her camera with her, along with a little backpack.
Okay.
She's always looking for that next good shot.
That's very interesting that she carries this camera around, and Hey, Jen, welcome. So, Catsbridge, you got it. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's interesting. She carries that camera. You never know. Is it the kind of thing that she just takes like random pictures of things? Just
Things that she likes.
yeah,
Always looking for that next good shot.
and that's funny. That'll be something that'll maybe 50 years from now, 60 years from now will be an everyday thing. But to these kids, they'd be like a computer in your pocket. Impossible. Computers take up entire rooms.
That's true.
And to Andrew's right is a young lady named Delilah. And why don't we learn a little bit about Delilah?
So Delilah is a little small for her age. She is 16. She has red hair, hazel eyes. Her parents were slight beatniks, so they don't really care that their daughter goes around in pedal pushers and blouses instead of cute little dresses. She is always carrying her favorite pencil and pen set and her diary.
Okay. She doesn't wear pants, does she? It's
Pedal
scandalous.
pushers, of course. Capri pants.
Oh, scandalous.
I know. I mean, she's not a native to Catsbridge. She moved there when she was about 6.
Oh, okay. Where was she? Where were her parents from? California?
They were from the East Coast, around Virginia, Maryland, around that area.
Okay. I thought maybe they were, dirty hippies from California or something. So
no, they were old beatniks.
Okay. Actually,
they were in the scene in New York.
That's true because the hippies aren't around yet. So
nope, not yet.
It'd be the the beatniks snapping the fingers and reading Jack Kerouac or whatever.
Bongos playing in the corner. Everyone's wearing dark glasses and like black berets tilted on their heads.
and the clove cigarettes, right? So, yeah, cool, Daddy-O. So okay. But anyway, that'll be maybe we'll bring in the beatnik parents later. We'll see. So as you come out, Andrew's a big science fiction nerd. He has a big interest in writing. He's an artist. He is very intrigued with UFOs. That's kind of become the new the new thing that's kind of going around. Everybody's talking about UFOs, and he loves seeing almost every science fiction movie he can get his hands on. He can get into. So he's pretty animated when he comes out, and he's like, I never thought that anything coming potentially from Venus would have less than 8 limbs. That always just seemed like a place that maybe the surface of the planet would be very hard to move around on. So 8 legs would be the optimum mode of transportation.
Well, I don't know where you're getting your information, Andrew, but nothing can live on Venus. Science tells us that nothing lives on Venus.
Well, the movie said. I mean, in this movie, obviously it's a movie; it's fake. But they were okay. Where do you think the 6-legged menace was coming from?
Well, clearly from here.
Oh, so you think like one of those like secret laboratories that the government has?
Of course. I mean, they're doing all of these experiments on things.
Yeah, but wouldn't the government have told us if there was things going on?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Roswell. They don't want us to know about that.
Where's Roswell?
New Mexico. Come on, Andrew. I thought you were into this stuff.
Well, Andrew is intelligent. He is naive, unfortunately. And he said, well, and he kind of pushes his glasses up and he says, well, I you hear, the magazines I read, we're talking about, maybe there's some experiments on the desert. I mean, they blew up an atomic bomb in New Mexico.
And in what's that state? I think it's Nevada. Nevada, they did it too.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm sorry. We're not from Nevada. Nevada. So says the person who lives in Nevada.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Why are you pronouncing
that
it
place,
correctly?
Nevada. Sorry, habit.
Well, you know, I hope maybe someday I can get out there and see that stuff. You know, I mean, I like Catsbridge. You know, I mean, I was born here, but you know, someday I think I want to see you know, the big city. I mean, I guess first I got to get to Chicago, and then you know, maybe you know, my dad wants me to join the army, just you know, just like he was. You know, he was. You know, he was over in Europe, and you know, he kind of wants me to, you know, to join the army. He says, "It'll make a man out of me," you know, and all that. And I don't know.
Andrew, your future is not in the military. You're a writer. You're a good writer.
Yeah, but he says that, you know, you can't feed a family on writing and you know and drawing, you know,
Oh, I don't
Superman
care
and
what
stuff.
he says.
Excuse me, my dad feeds his family by painting. He has paintings all over the world, so it can't be done.
Yeah, you know, well, and he kind of looks at me. He's like, I guess I could tell my dad that. I don't know. You guys are now kind of moving out down the street. The crowd starts to clear out a little bit. Kids are jumping into some cars. You guys aren't old enough to drive yet. There is a drugstore about a block away, where a lot of the kids like to go and you know have a milkshake after the movies. It's called Murray's Drugstore, and they have a soda fountain there. You guys are headed there. It seems to be about your, you know, usual Friday night. These are the days when movies were cheap, and you guys kind of have your favorite routine. And as you're walking down the street, I would like Clara and Delilah. I'd like you to make a spot hidden roll for me, please, because you're kind of looking down the street, kind of towards where the sun had already set. Okay. 39. That is a success. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
That's an even better success.
That's an even better success. Yeah. I'm going to have Andrew roll just. His spot hidden is not very good. He's an intelligent boy, but he can be a little daft. Oh, he didn't notice anything. Okay. You notice kind of above the tree line that's kind of in the distance, you see these quick little flashes of red light, and it's at first you'd be like, well, maybe that's just kind of like heat lightning, but it's red and it kind of moves just slightly.
I'm gonna grab Andrew's arm.
Okay.
Like, did you see that?
What? Where?
That there, and I try to point at the direction it was.
Okay. And he's like, I don't see anything.
Clara, did you see it?
It was definitely something. I should get my camera out.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna make a note, and I pull out my diary and pen, and I just write like whatever the date is. Okay. I saw red lights in the sky.
It'll get a little more exciting than this, folks.
I mean, she's an aspiring science nerd, so she's gonna write down pretty much everything.
And I believe Claire has the photography skill. Do you have it on your sheet? Let's see.
In the middle of drinking.
We're 16. We don't do that yet.
Yeah, no, I think I thought she had.
Would it be under art?
Oh yeah, that's it there.
Yep. Okay. Oh. Nope. You snap a picture, and it is a bright flash of nothing. And then after you flash it, after you take another flash, that's when you see another bit of light, but it kind of moves quickly across the horizon.
Delilah is just furiously writing now.
Taking pictures at night is a whole nother ball game.
Yes. But this time Andrew does kind of see something, because now that you've kind of, he's like, yeah, you know what? And he's kind of moving down the street, and he's like, what could that be? Could it be, well, it's not the Aurora Borealis, because we're kind of too far south for that, and that wouldn't be red. I think that's green. Let's move down a little bit further.
Okay.
And the street is not very long, literally. I mean, this street is this city is maybe 3 blocks long. So you've already gone about a block and a half. So you're almost literally to the edge of town. And you do see another flash. And where the main street ends, it kind of curves a little bit into another side road that kind of starts to head out of town. But where you are now is it almost begins like the edge of like a small forest, like trees. In about 40 years, this is all going to be gone to be houses, and there'll probably be a mall here at this point. But at this time, there's just a like a small wooded area.
How close are the train tracks?
The train tracks are kind of on the other side of town. So
okay,
yeah. So there's definitely no tracks over here, and there's no road over here. It curves to the left, but where you're seeing it was a little further. But if you would like to make another spot hidden roll, you can.
Yeah. That is not the correct thing.
Oof.
Ooh.
All right. Oh my.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. With that amazing roll, you do notice that as you kind of get to the edge of the woods, there is kind of a small trail that kids take this out into the woods. That maybe leads out to like a small pond that's near the Cat's Bridge River. But with that amazing roll, you notice something at the edge of the kind of leading from where the street was. You see what looks like a trail of something has been something almost looked like something was dragged along the ground, leading into the forest. And with that amazing roll, because you did so well, it also looks like this. It's like it's wet, but not with the recent rainfall. It almost looks slimy.
Oh. Clara, Andrew, do you see that? Do you see just past the forest there? Do you see that like drag trail?
I do. Wasn't there before, was it?
No, I don't think so. Let's go take a look.
Andrew has like a pencil in his pocket or something, and he kind of, I'm really making this kid such a nerd, I'm sorry.
I love it.
Sticks his pencil in the slime, just kind of picks it up, and it's this reddish pinkish ichor, like not black ichor, no. But and he's kind of looking like, ew, what? He's like, the six-legged menace. Didn't they ooze something out of them? There was that part where the lady was being trapped in the barn by the creature, and it was like creeping up on her, and had like this pussy kind of things hanging off its fangs and stuff. Isn't this just like that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Could it also be blood?
Oh God, I hope not. He drops it.
It doesn't look like blood.
Clara, can you take a picture of it?
I can try. Hopefully it's better than the last one.
Yeah, let's try a photography roll. Ooh.
No, it's nighttime. Nothing's coming out.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, you got a picture of your shoes or something like that. But you won't know until later on when you when you develop
it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hopefully she has a dark room in her house. Where do you think it came from?
Like that. The center of the earth.
Well, I don't know that this could have come from the center of the earth. I don't think we're around any like fault lines or anything like that.
Andrew is kind of looking back to the street. He goes, well, if there was some gross stuff, some ichor, there's nothing on the sidewalk. It only begins here on the dirt.
That's true.
How would it not leave marks on like sidewalk pavement?
Maybe it never went on the pavement?
Probably not.
Did something, and he kind of glances up, he's like, something land?
Maybe it was those lights.
That is an idea. Those lights were moving pretty fast.
They were.
And Andrew's like, and they were. What I saw, yeah. He's like, but you guys saw it more than I did. What was it doing? Was it hovering? Was it?
It was kind of doing the same thing that you saw it do.
Flitting back and forth. Just moving fast.
And he points to the opening in the trees and says, whatever was here went that way.
Let's follow it. Maybe it leads to a hole to the center of the earth.
Maybe it does. If you can find this center of the earth, then I will concede.
Okay.
There's got to be an opening somewhere.
Andrew kind of straightens up. He's like, "Well, I guess I should probably go first."
Why are you saying that? Because you're a boy?
Well, I was trying to be a gentleman. If there's a monster or something in there, I wouldn't want it to eat you.
She's just going to push right past him.
Okay. Okay. Delilah goes.
She has no lights or anything. She's just walking past him like, silly boys.
Delilah stomps off and steps into the forest. She remembers that it does kind of take a little bit of a decline as it kind of winds down a little bit, heading towards the pond. Tonight seems very dark for some reason. There's no moon tonight, so she doesn't really have a great way to see where she's going.
So she's just going to stop for a second and resign herself to the fact that she needs to wait for people to go with her. She's smart enough to know that tramping off into, the forest at night with no light is not a smart idea.
Andrew
might have a light.
Okay. I don't know if you have a... Well, good girls don't smoke, so she wouldn't have a lighter. So
no, I would have a flashlight.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that I don't have any of that on me. So,
tell you what, give me a luck roll, and we'll see if you have a flashlight. Because I don't think we necessarily put it on your character sheet. So.
Both of us, or
yeah, if you both want to take a chance on having a flashlight.
Right.
Although flashlights were pretty big back then, so
they were.
Okay.
Wow.
Where's luck?
Have minimize.
Oh,
yeah, minimize.
No. Oof. Okay.
Somehow I do in my amazing satchel.
You do. You have one of those giant. But yeah, you break out your flashlight. Maybe she goes camping occasionally.
I mean, it's more likely that with her being into science, she may have rigged her own flashlight somehow to be a little bit smaller. Just a little.
Okay. Maybe even I was going to say maybe it's plastic, but I don't think they would have had plastic ones back then. Who knows? But anyway. Okay, so you shine the light forward. There is kind of a regular path through the, down here, but when you look ahead, you don't really see anything especially different. You know that the path kind of winds down a little bit. There is a big tree by the pond, about 20 yards away, that has an old kids rigged up old swing off the tree, so they could kind of swing out over the pond. It's a still night. Like I said, there was a little rain earlier in the evening, but the swing is just kind of going back and forth, kind of slowly.
Maybe it's a ghost.
I don't believe that ghosts leave red stuff.
And if you look down with your flashlight, you will still see that trail with that slime leading all the way out to the pond, and then it kind of disappears into the pond.
Hey, look, guys! There's still some of that red stuff here. Let's follow it.
Huh.
And I'm just going to start walking off.
Maybe it's a cryptid.
A what?
Like the Enfield monster.
Or like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Bigfoot? What's Bigfoot?
It's a very hairy thing with really big feet.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I was thinking more Sasquatch.
Yeah,
I think that might be another name.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe we have one of those here.
That would be super cool. Maybe I could catch it on camera.
And then you could get a picture.
Andrew kind of creeps down towards the edge of the water, and he's just kind of leaning out, looking.
Do you need a light?
He's like, yeah. Can we?
So she's gonna shine the light where he's looking.
Okay.
And start looking with him.
Okay. Give me a natural world roll, because you're looking into the water. Oh, look at that. Okay. The water here is typically pretty clear. It looks kind of cloudy a little bit, almost like, when you throw a rock in, sometimes it hits the debris on the bottom and kind of stirs something up. So it's a little cloudy, but you do get just a faint glimmer of something reflective deep in the pond.
So I'm just going to kind of shove my hand in the water and see if I can dig at that area.
Okay, so you reach your hand in.
In a horror game, I am
no less
reaching my hand into water.
This is how you have injuries to hands.
And you reach in, and you don't feel anything at first, but you feel like you'd have to reach just a little bit further.
Andrew, you've got longer arms than me, right?
Yeah.
Can you come over here? And I'm going to point where I saw the shiny object. Can you see if you can get that? I almost had it, but I'm small.
Okay. He kind of rolls up his sleeves, and he's going to reach in, and we are going to make a dex roll for him.
Uh-oh.
Make sure he does not lose his balance.
Woo!
Ah, well done, Andrew. Yeah, he reaches in. He's like, I can see something, but this pond isn't that deep. This is maybe 9-10 feet at most. He's like, but it's like I keep reaching my hand down, and I can't reach. And he kind of gets down on his knees, and so he can kind of stretch a little bit further in.
Hold on, Andrew. I'm not going to get my pants wet if I go in. So let me just take off my shoes. I take off my shoes.
Okay.
And I start like just wading in a little bit, see if I can reach down as well.
Okay. It's cold.
I imagine so.
Claire's just going to be on the shore watching.
Give me a...
Claire's just like taking pictures.
Moral support.
Can you give me a dex roll, please?
Cool.
That would be Delilah, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I slip and fall.
You tumble headfirst into the water.
Oh no.
And like I said, this pond is maybe like 10 feet at most. When you fall in, you just start like sinking like a rock.
Well, then I'm going to try to paddle back up. I don't know what's going on.
Give me a swim roll, please.
Oh, do I even have that?
I don't think anyone's ever taken swim.
Swim.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Delilah's dead already.
Okay. Yeah, because normally, because it's dark water, you fall in, but you're like, I should have hit bottom, and you just keep going, and so you start to kind of
flail,
and that's when you feel like something grab your foot. Something grabs your foot.
I'm going to try to get out even quicker. Okay. I can't make any noise. I'm underwater.
Andrew has noticed that you've fallen in and don't seem to be coming out very quickly. He is kind of pulling off his shoes, and he's going to dive in. And let's see how he does with the swim roll. Oh boy, Andrew. Okay. Too much time reading comic books.
Yeah, I was going to say we're all nerds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll jump in. You're all flailing around. Who had the flashlight? Did Delilah still have the flashlight? Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably going to short out when you get into the water. It wasn't that
or at
good.
least it will soon.
Yeah.
Before it goes out, can I flash it down to what was pulling at me?
You flash it out and you just get a quick look, and it looked like a vine. Like this reddish, pinkish vine it has encircled your ankle before panic starts to set in that you're like, oh, shit.
I'm a good girl. I don't use that language.
Oh, sugar.
Oh, sugar.
Oh, snap peas.
I like that one. Oh, snap peas. Andrew has gotten over to you, and he's starting to pull you. Clara, you've gotten over. You're starting to pull her up. I'm not going to make them make a strength roll or anything because I know Andrew's going to fail it. But as they grab you, you feel whatever was on your ankle, it's gone. Like as quickly as it was there and you saw it, now it's gone. And they start pulling you up towards the surface. And you break the surface and you're all gasping for air.
There was something down there.
But Andrew's like, where's the flashlight?
This pond.
The flashlight's dead now, Andrew.
Oh.
There's something down there. You're worried about the flashlight?
No. I wanted to look down and see if I could see what it was.
It was like this red vine thing. It grabbed my foot.
And he kind of glances back at the trail, and he goes, maybe something came from that trail and is now in the pond. And he's kind of quick, like pulling you guys, like, let's get the hell out of this water.
Yeah.
And
I didn't go in very far. I just took off my shoes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it light enough that I could look down at my ankle?
There's not much light, but okay. Yeah, you can look. There's no marks or anything on it. There's no black marks or anything like black tattoos or anything like that.
It doesn't look like something just grabbed me.
You can't really tell. You don't see any abrasions or anything, but it's not quite bright enough. It's not like you see this huge mark or anything. Maybe when you got home under a better light, or you got under a street light or something, you might be able to see it. So.
Well then, I'm going to grab my little socks and shoes and go stand right next to Andrew. And if he decides to run out, I'm going to follow him.
And he's like, what the heck? I mean,
Andrew, how deep is this pond? It's only like 7 or 8 feet, right?
Yeah, it's nothing. But
why was I going down so far?
I don't
Maybe
know.
you just thought you were going down so far. Water can be very odd.
Clara. I regret to inform you that I was panicked. So there is a possibility that it wasn't as deep as I thought.
He's like, Andrew says, I could go back in, but
No.
Okay.
At the very least, let's get away from this water for the night.
And he's kind of like, yeah, let's. And that is when from behind you a flashlight illuminates you, and you all turn around. And there is a man standing there. You recognize him. He is Deputy Lester Banks from the Sheriff's Department. And he is standing there with a flashlight with kind of a disappointed look on his face. He's like, what the hell are you three doing out here in the woods all wet?
Hi, Deputy Banks.
And he looks over
Deputy Banks.
And he looks over at Andrew now with a very suspicious look. Andrew is African American.
Oh no.
And I don't know, we didn't say what the ethnicity of Clara and Delilah were.
I'm white.
Deputy Banks is not very pleased with Andrew right now. And he's like, what are you doing out here with them? And Andrew's like,
he followed me. I ran into the woods because I said I wanted to see the pond. I don't usually see it at night. And I wanted to, just kind of put my feet in. And I slipped and he helped me get out.
Uh-huh. And
you can see, sir. And she holds up her socks and shoes.
And he kind of stomps down. He's kind of a stocky fellow, probably about 35 years old, starting to bald. And he kind of steps down. He's kind of puts his flashlight right in Andrew's face. And he's like, you weren't drinking tonight, were you, boy? Andrew's like, no, sir, I'm only 15 years old. I can't drink even if I wanted to.
We just came from the movies, sir.
The
Six-legged menace.
Yes, menace.
And he kind of steps around you, and he's kind of flashing the flashlight, or shining a flashlight all over you. And he kind of steps to the edge of the water. He's like, kind of cold for going swimming.
Well, I wasn't intending to swim, Deputy.
And he kind of spins, and he's like, okay. Well, you're gonna catch a cold. You ought to get home.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we'll be going now.
Andrew's kind of picking up his shoes, and he's kind of quickly trying to stumble and get his shoes on. And the three of you walk up the trail, followed by Deputy Banks. His squad car is sitting there, and he offers you a ride home if you need one.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm just going to put my socks and shoes back on.
And he says, now, young man, you need to go that way, and the young ladies are going that way.
Okay.
But he lives near us, sir.
Miss, for your own protection, I'm telling you, he needs to go that way, and you go that way.
Can I go that
protection?
Way?
He kind of takes a step towards you. Miss, I don't need any back talk from you, okay?
I'm just curious, sir. He's my friend.
could you give me a? Let's see. Well, are you trying to backtalk him, or are you attempting to change his mind, or are you just really asking a question?
Just really asking a question.
Okay. I'm gonna make. Give me a persuade roll. Let's see if you can get something out of Deputy Banks.
I cannot.
Yeah, he's not having any of your sass. And he's like, just go home, get take a nice warm bath, have some cocoa, and get a good night's sleep.
All right. What day of the week is this?
It's Friday night.
Okay. Andrew, I'll see you at the library tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We about 10 o'clock. We said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Okay. And dejected Andrew, even though he lives in the same direction as you, has decided he's going to go the other way. And
I couldn't imagine why.
And we'll see you later. So, So we'll say the girls live near each other, and kind of walk off in the other direction. The Officer Banks kind of follows you for a little bit, and then pulls away.
What a creep.
Yeah, I would say that. Poor Andrew. I wonder if he got home all right.
Well, what time is it now?
Let's say the movie got out around 8. I'm going to say it's about 8:45. It's been really pretty quick. Everything happened. So we'll say about 9 o'clock.
I can try calling him when I get home.
Yeah.
I don't know if his parents will allow me to call that late.
A young lady calling at 9 o'clock at night?
Scandalous.
Scandalous. Okay. Let me let's first tell me a little bit about where Delilah lives. What's her house like?
2 stories, white picket fence. Cats in the house. Okay. 2 of them.
Okay. Mom, dad?
Yep, mom, dad, they both live there. Like I said earlier, they're a little odd considering the standards of the time. So they wouldn't think anything of their daughter calling her friend that late.
Groovy, man. Make sure he's cool. So.
Well, they pretty much think everyone's cool, I think.
Cool. Cool. I'm picturing a guy with a little goatee and the sunglasses and the beret, I think he said.
But they also work in the sciences, so.
Oh. Okay.
Like I said, odd cats.
Okay. Well, it is Catsbridge, so. Okay. How about Clara? What's her family life like?
Clara lives with her dad and her older brother. Her mother is at a hospital nearby, not in town. Okay. Sounds like 3 blocks. I don't think there's a hospital.
No. No.
Nearest hospital.
Yeah, there's probably the county hospital at this time, which is probably about 4 or 5 miles away. So.
Yeah, she's over there. 2-story house. A little bit more well off because of her dad's paintings and stuff.
Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna say that Delilah gets home, gets out the phone, the
nice little rotaries. I love them.
Yep. And when you call over, Mrs. Morris answers, and she says, "Morris residence."
Hi, Mrs. Morris. This is Delilah.
Oh, hello, Delilah. What? It's good to talk to you. It's a little late in the evening, though.
I know. I'm sorry about calling so late. Andrew, Claire, and I went to the movies, and we had to go home in separate directions. So I was just making sure Andrew got home okay.
He did. He didn't say much. He came in through the garage, and just kind of scooted right up to his room. I wasn't sure maybe if he was sick. I was going to go up and bring him some cocoa or something, make sure he was okay. Did you guys have a good time at the movies?
We did. It's a highly illogical movie, but it was fun.
Oh, Andrew will be talking about it for days.
I'm sure he will.
He's just got such big dreams. But he did. He did get in safely.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. If you could just let him know that I will see him at the library tomorrow, I will let you go because I do know it's late.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, Miss.
Okay. Alrighty. So, is there anything you guys want to do before, we'll say, retiring for the evening?
I'm going to continue reading Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne.
That's a good idea. Let's have you make a library use roll. That maybe you're really analyzing the book to see what you can find in there.
Where is this? There
it's
you are.
Under language.
Nope, you don't find anything useful in the book. You find it entertaining, but you don't necessarily find anything useful in the book. So you just kind of read and go to bed. How about Delilah?
She's going to change out of her wet clothes, then go get some cocoa, go back to her room, and kind of make more notes for the stuff that she couldn't get earlier and look back over the ones she did make.
Okay. Alrighty. We are going to then end this scene. We begin the next day at the Catsbridge Library. It is actually a fairly big structure for such a small town. Luckily, the town does seem to place a value on education, and there is a kids library. There is the kind of a section for young adults that might have a couple tables for gathering, and then there's the rest of the adult library. It is 1955 or 8. Let's see. Not that it really makes that much of a difference for what we're doing here, but obviously the library has to be quiet. You come in. There's a stern old librarian. Maybe she's still been around since the 1920s. Who knows? Is giving you the hawkish look as you rowdy teenagers walk in. Andrew is sitting at at one of the tables, and he has he usually carries a sketchbook with him in his backpack for school, and you see as you walk up, you see he's sketching out what looks like the six-legged menace, but it's only it's kind of about the same face with fangs, but this one's red. And as you notice, Andrew's actually a fairly good artist, and he's kind of sketching something in red with kind of like vine-like arms. And he doesn't see you approach. He doesn't see either of you approach, really.
What's you drawing there, Andrew?
Well, I was thinking it might be kind of neat to imagine the like the six-legged menace, but maybe he's like he's like a two-legged menace, and he has like vines for arms, and maybe that's what grabbed Delilah.
Maybe.
Possibility. Looks pretty scary.
Yeah. Do you think we could go back today and look?
Yes.
Possibly, if we don't get caught by Deputy Banks again.
Yeah, he doesn't
Deputy
like me.
Creep.
Yeah, he kind of looks at me and says, he's kind of a jerk. So,
yeah, he is.
Frank.
Yeah, we could, well, and I can't get wet again, though. I had to sneak past my mom last night, and if she'd found I was all, wet, like on a Friday night, she'd tell my dad, and, well, you wouldn't see me for a while.
That's true. Well, it's daytime. I still have on pants. I can still go wade in the water.
Pantalones. So, he's like, yeah, we just got to be careful because it would be in daytime, so somebody might spot us. So
yeah.
Okay.
How did Deputy Cranks find us?
I don't know. Maybe he just patrols. He's like, don't the older kids like come out here and it's like one of those like make out spots?
Oh yeah, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. And he kind of blushes. He's kind of like, I wouldn't know anything about that. But yeah, he probably goes around, breaking up parties and, and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I bet. Or maybe he was also following the lights.
You think? Maybe?
I don't know. He seems kind of dense. Probably not.
Yeah. Probably just looking for more things to break up.
He's like, well, we need to work on our biology homework first.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose. It is
Do
due.
We have to though.
It's due on Monday.
Oh.
He's like, well, but we need to get our homework done because Andrew's such a good boy.
Okay, let's get our homework done, but let's do it quick.
Okay, so you guys spend about an hour. You finish your assignments, and we'll say you guys rode your bikes there, so you're not walking everywhere. So get on your bikes and ride back down to the trail.
Do we see that like that little drag trail with the red ichor?
You do, but now there's big footsteps through it. Probably Deputy Dumbass probably trod all over it. So it's still there, but his tire tracks kind of went over part of it because he kind of pulled off the road, and he kind of stomped through it. So it's still there. It's dried up now, though.
Clara, can you get a good picture of this, or is this just too damaged?
I can try.
I'm not gonna make you roll for this one. It's daytime. You can get a couple pictures of it. So
I'll put my pencil next to it, like as a scale.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna say that Clara has a scooter, like one of those vintage red scooters, instead of a bike, because I imagine it would be hard to bike in a dress.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. No, okay. We'll say she had a scooter. So, yeah. So you guys see the trail. You've taken some pictures of it. Daytime, so the woods don't look quite as ominous. But it's September, we'll say. So it's still, leaves haven't quite changed. So it's still kind of a thick covering of bushes and trees and things. So, what would you like to do?
I'm probably gonna get off my bike and kind of just walk it in.
Okay.
And go towards the pond.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide my scooter.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna kind of walk his bike down there too, so that can't be seen from the road. So, okay. You get there. The swing is not moving now. It's stationary. And the water is very clear. Do you want to walk up to the pond? What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the edge of the pond and kind of look in where we had seen that object.
It's probably about noon now, so the sun is overhead and it shines down directly onto the pond. When you look down,
can I see the bottom?
You cannot. No. when ordinarily you could have very easily, you cannot see the bottom now.
I think there's supposed to be a bottom.
There is supposed to be a bottom. But at least I'm not wrong when I said that it seemed deeper than normal.
Maybe it's just this one spot? Maybe?
and the whole circumference of the pond is deeper. I mean, it's not like one section towards the middle. It's like
the whole thing.
Yes, it's almost like it was like something dug down.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe it's
like
a
spaceship. You know, there could be a sinkhole. That would make sense for this. Andrew, do you see that object that we were looking for last night?
And he's kind of peering, and he's like, and let's see, he has his glasses on, so let's see if he can.
Let's see if he can get a spot hidden.
Oh God, no, poor Andrew. Okay, yeah. If either of you would like to get closer, you're gonna have to really be at the edge, and then you can make a spot hidden down into the water if you'd like to.
I'll do it again.
I'll go closer.
Okay. Clara, you do spot something reflective, but way down. Like you're just kind of peering down, and the way the water kind of shimmers, you think you see something silvery reflecting, but like way down.
Do you guys see that? I think that's what we were looking for last night.
Andrew's like, nah, but I'll trust you. I'm not going in there again.
Yeah.
Do I see it once she's pointed it out?
Yeah. And now when Andrew
does it look like something I can reach?
No.
Okay.
No. Andrew is like, I want to get closer. He's like, I think I see it, and he's like, and he starts taking off his shoes, his shirt.
Andrew, be careful, and I'm gonna like try to look for a stick to see if I can reach it with a stick at least.
Yeah, there's probably like a broken branch or something nearby. If you stick in it, it just it's
still
just
too far.
Yeah, Andrew's kind of like, just keep an eye out for the deputy, and he kind of starts wading in slowly, and then he just kind of sinks beneath the water, and you can see him starting to swim down, and he's just going down and down, and then he disappears from sight.
Oh no. How long before people start drowning? Do you know? Do you know how long that usually takes?
Well, I don't know how long he can hold his breath. Actually, that'd be a good roll for him.
No!
Probably be a Constitution roll. Let's see.
Oh no! Sorry, Andrew.
He succeeded. Okay, so he's still down there.
Do we see any signs in the water that he might be struggling somehow?
There's no bubbles or anything coming up, but he has disappeared from sight.
I'm gonna take one more look towards the trail to make sure that, Deputy Cranky Pants isn't coming, and I'm just gonna wade out into the water as far as I can.
Okay, and it sinks quickly. I mean, there was a little bit of dirt or whatever to walk on, and then it just drops off, and you can feel the drop off with your toes. I mean, now you see it, and you'd either have to go all the way in or bail out.
Clara?
Yeah?
How long should we wait before one of us dives in after him?
A minute, maybe? 40 seconds.
Okay. As you're starting to talk, Andrew bursts out of the water next to Delilah.
I'm gonna grab him and try to drag him, even though he's probably much bigger than me.
He's like, I saw it.
You saw
Did
what?
you? What was it?
There's something metal down there, like I don't know, maybe it's like a flying saucer. I saw it though. I could feel it. I mean, it's almost all dark down there, but I could feel it.
It's like Roswell.
He's like kind of catching his breath. He's want to go down again though.
Let's not do that at this moment.
He's like,
maybe wait till we get some rope. We could get an anchor and a rope.
Okay.
That would make it easier to go down faster.
Okay.
But if he's tied to an anchor, how is he going to get back up?
No, the anchor, the rope would be attached to like a tree branch.
Yeah, and he points over the tree.
Oh, I see.
He's like, yeah, we can. He said we can tie a rope around the tree and tie it to my waist, but we're gonna need a lot of rope though. I'm telling you, I don't even know how far down it was.
Well, is it something that you can pull out if you actually go back in?
No, it's big. I mean, it's massive. I mean, I went down there and I felt this big metal shape, and it was kind of smooth in one part, and then there was this other part. It felt like there was letters or something all around it, and it was this hard metal surface. But there was like these, it's like I need light. I need to it's so dark down there.
Are there any?
There's got to be a hardware
I don't remember how Scooby-Doo or scuba diving was in the 1950s.
Well, you'd have that really big, weird helmet with the tube coming out.
Well, I think by then they had, but it was like military probably. I mean, you don't have like a scuba store in this part of the Midwest.
Probably not. No.
But you would have. Snorkel, perhaps maybe like a sporting goods store or something that might have a snorkel. But yeah, there's definitely a hardware store in town that if you wanted to go get rope and all that, you could come back with all that.
All right. Okay, Andrew, you probably shouldn't be going into any of the stores being all wet because people will talk.
Okay.
So I can go run. Clara, do you want to stay with me or do you want to stay with Andrew?
I'll stay with Andrew, just in case Deputy Cranks comes back.
Okay, well, if he comes back, he might think that you guys were kissing.
And Andrew kind of makes a face like, Clara's my friend. I wouldn't kiss her. I mean, unless you wanted to kiss. I mean, but no, I wouldn't say. And he just kind of blushes and just retreats. So
maybe I should go get a towel.
That's probably a smart idea.
Yeah,
Andrew, don't go back in the water until we get back, okay?
No. And he actually goes over to his backpack and takes out his sketch pad and turns to a new page, and he starts sketching like what he felt. Saw. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, he seems to be content to just sit and draw while he waits for you guys.
Okay. So then, gonna go back up the trail. Gonna get on my bike. Go to the hardware store.
Okay. Let's see.
Store that sells towels next to the hardware store.
There's probably the Five and Dime, we'll say.
Probably.
That sells towels and things like that.
Maybe get a couple of them just in case we all decide to go for a dip.
Yeah.
Andrew's credit rating is 0. I just noticed.
Oh no.
Which I think everyone's supposed to have a credit rating. I'm not going to get too technical with. You guys have enough money, we'll say, to buy a couple things. I mean, you're not trying to buy a car or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we'll assume you're able to get some cheap rope, maybe about 20
50
yards
foot.
of rope. Yeah.
50 foot of hempen rope.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, good for adventurers. And we'll say you get back. So you got some towels, you got some rope.
Did I find a snorkel at the hardware store?
Give me a luck roll on that one. I wanna. It's September, so it's out of season.
It might be out of season, but it might be in the clearance section.
That's true.
I did not.
Nope, you did not.
Did I find one at the Five and Dime?
At the Five and Dime?
Go ahead. Let's roll some luck. You did. It was in the clearance rack for a nickel. So.
Nice. Good job, Clara.
Okay. I'm amazed they had this.
Now, the flashlight you had burned out, so it's not waterproof.
Yeah, I had to get a new one.
And I'm going to say that at this time they wouldn't have had cheap waterproof flashlights in Catsbridge. So okay. So anything else you want to do before you return?
I did still want a flashlight, even though it's not going to be waterproof.
Okay. We'll say you had just enough money to get another flashlight, and then your allowance is done or whatever. If your babysitting money or whatever she had, So okay.
In that case, I'm good to go back.
Okay. Get back. Andrew's still in place, and he has now drawn like a much bigger picture of what but he's kind of drawn this it's almost like a smooth layer and like on top, and then a bottom layer on top, and like what he's drawn is he's imagining this is maybe like the side of a UFO, like and like on the one side there's like maybe these symbols, and they are very strange shapes. I mean, you're actually amazed by his detail for the amount he was just down there for a couple seconds. He seems to have had a burst of inspiration. Yeah. And he's like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I guess I should have brought my bathing suit.
So I'm gonna, since I've got the rope, I'm gonna hand it to him so he could tie it around himself. And I'm going to look for a big branch or something that will hopefully hold him if we wrap it around the tree or something.
There is a pretty sturdy branch that holds the rope swing. So you're probably able to kind of tie it onto that. It's been holding that swing there probably for 50 years. So, but it seems pretty sturdy to you, and you're able to...
Okay, so I'll scramble up it then and...
Okay.
Do that.
You get them. Your kids, you have no trouble climbing up it. And then he kind of ties the rope around his waist. And to me, this is kind of reminiscent of Poltergeist. Kind of a similar feel. He kind of looks at you. He's like, if I don't come up in like a minute, just pull me back, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes wading out. And got the snorkel, and he's like, but I'm going pretty deep. Like, how is this gonna give me air?
Well, at the very least, it'll help you be able to see better.
Okay, and snaps the goggle part off, kind of gives you a salute, and kind of dives back in, and you can see him kind of go down, and then disappears. And you wait about 30 seconds. And let's make a roll for Mr. Andrew. Oof. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. You feel that you see the rope. He
get
had
taut.
I was gonna say he had some slack, and all of a sudden it just goes.
I'm gonna just grab onto it and start pulling.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is resistance.
Clara, help me.
Helping.
Helping.
I'd like each of you to make a strength roll, please.
I did.
I'm not very strong.
I'm average.
I am willing to spend some luck.
Well, or you
make
can
mine a success.
Or you can push. Now, are you guys familiar with pushing a roll?
I am.
Okay. That
that
entails is I will let you roll again. You have to be a little more specific about exactly what you're doing differently in that roll. But if you fail, something very bad could happen. So,
no, I am just going to spend the 2 luck.
You're going to spend 2 luck? Okay. Okay. All right.
I don't trust pushing the roll.
Okay. I just like to make sure the offer's there. When you pull it, you start to feel like you're kind of gaining some ground, but then something pulls back tight, and you do start to see some bubbles coming up out of the water.
I'm just gonna dive in then.
Okay. All right. Dive in. You kind of leave the light, and you kind of go into the darkness, and you see some bubbles coming up, and you see very, very dimly, just more shades and like shadows. You do see Andrew kind of struggling.
I'm gonna reach out to him.
Okay, and he's flailing and grabs onto you.
I'm gonna try to swim up as best I can.
I'm still pulling.
Yeah, and you guys are starting to pull up, and that's when, Delilah, you see something appear next to Andrew's head, and it is this oblong-looking face with, it's kind of like droopy eyelids, and it's pinkish red, and it just kind of like comes up next to his face, and it's just kind of looking at you, and then darts back, and then Andrew suddenly is much lighter, and Clara's just pulling, and you guys pull up and reach the surface, and he's coughing and gagging, spitting out water.
Pulling him towards that shore.
Yep. And he's like, he's like, what was that? Something grabbed me. Was it like what grabbed you?
Well, what grabbed me was like some vine thing. That thing had a face.
A face? I didn't see anything. I was.
It was right next to your face.
Oh my God! I didn't see anything. I was down there, and I was trying to feel around on the ship. I think it's a spaceship. I really think it's a spaceship. It was like hard metal, almost like a car, you know. And then something grabbed me, and it was just like pulling me down.
I think it was that thing. If that was a spaceship, that was definitely an extraterrestrial. Okay.
Oh my God! What? Tell me what it looked like. And he runs away. He kind of goes staggering over to his notepad, and he's like, "No, tell me." He's like,
"So I'm going to describe it."
First?
He's like, "Yeah, towel, yeah."
He just like puts it over his head.
He's shivering, but he is intent on like almost like police sketch artist, like you tell him, and he gets pretty damn close to what you saw. It was this humanoid face with kind of these droopy eyelids, but this like pinkish red. And you really only got a quick glance at it. It really was just there for about like a second and then darted back. But it was long enough that you'll probably never forget what it looked like, though. And I was going to have you make a sanity roll, but not yet. So.
Well, I'm never going to be in the water again.
He's like, I don't know, dude. There's something down there, though.
Well, I don't think we should go back in there unless we have something with us. I don't know, maybe a knife or something in case it grabs us again, and we can, like, I don't know, cut it off of us or whatever.
And there's like, we have proof. I mean, aliens here in Catsbridge.
Andrew, who's gonna listen to us?
We are a bunch of 15-year-olds. No one's gonna take us seriously.
But he's like, but we got proof. I mean, they gotta listen to us, right? I mean, should we tell our parents, have them come back and take a look?
I can try to show this picture to my parents. I mean, I know that they used to do weird stuff before we moved here, so maybe they know weird stuff. But I don't think I want to tell them that it's here. I think I just want to tell them that maybe we thought we saw it or something, and see how they react.
And Andrew looks over at Clara.
I don't think my dad would be much help, but my brother might be able to help. He got me into like all this weird ghosts, mostly ghosts, but I imagine this applies to. He might know something. Or be interested.
But maybe he goes, I hope he kind of walks back to the water. He's like, maybe they've had a taste of me now. Maybe they're
if they got a taste of you, they got a taste of me.
They don't have a taste of me.
And Mora is very happy about
it. Yeah. This game I will not plan to pick on you.
No. Apparently that one's going to be me because I'm going to keep making all the bad decisions.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. And Andrew kind of thinks about it. He's like, kind of starts getting sure. He's like, you know what? I don't think we can trust the adults with this, because you're right. They're going to think we're just dumb kids, and they're not going to believe us. But we gotta find a way to document this, to show, kind of what we found.
Clara, do you think your brother would actually know this stuff?
Yeah, he told me lots of legends and stories about these sorts of things growing up.
What about your brother's friend, that kid Soda Pop?
Possibly.
Is he a hoodlum or something, or do you think he like we can trust him?
With a name like that, he
Soda
might be.
Pop. He didn't really strike me as like the bad type, just kind of like the odd type.
Because we need somebody maybe who is a little bit older and maybe can drive a car or something. Because maybe if we gotta bring stuff out here and more flashlights and bigger lights and things like that.
Yeah,
that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can ask him to get in touch with Soda Pop.
Andrew does have an 80 intelligence, so he's just naive.
Aw, sweet babe.
He's like, that sounds like a good plan. And I think this is probably where I want to wrap it up for tonight. I think this is a good point where they're going to start to get a plan. And what I want to do is leave us a little time for what they're going to actually plan to do, to go back and investigate the pond. So anything you guys want to do kind of before we wrap up?
Nope.
Okay. Just seemed like a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Maybe take a photo of something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is you probably
take a photo of the sketch.
Actually, Andrew will point. He says, "Climb up top of the tree, and you get a picture down on the pond."
I will try.
Okay. And not going to make you roll. You get only if it's like a real dark or something like that challenge. I'm going to make you roll. She's going to take a picture down of the pond, and we're going to say that before the next episode, she's going to have a chance to develop the pictures, and cool. That's when they'll kind of start to make their plan.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank my players. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far.
Yep.
It's trying to do something a little different than the last game. But and we're going to introduce a new player next time. We will not be playing again, unfortunately, until I believe it is the 22nd. Kind of a weird schedule for this game, unfortunately, with some other things going on. So episode 2 will actually be Friday the 22nd. So we have a little bit of time for the players to plan and think what they want to do, and then we'll pick up again there. So anything you guys want to announce? Anything going on? You want to plug anything? Nope. Okay.
Just going to the state fair tomorrow.
All righty.
Nice.
Cool. All righty. I'm not doing anything, so which is kind of nice. So okay. Well, thanks, folks. We have on tomorrow, actually, we have our Mothership game is kicking off. We're going to have a session 0 of Original Sin. You're going to come meet the players. This is the first time I've ever run Mothership. I've never played it, so we're going to see what happens. And that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central European Summertime, I believe, is what CEST stands for. So we'll have a couple folks playing that. And then starting off next week, next Thursday, Blood in the Water, the final season begins. That's our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. So a couple things going on the next couple weeks. Want to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't already, please give this video a like, subscribe, and continue to see what fun stuff we've got going on here. So thanks again, everybody. We'll wrap up, and we'll see you later. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.